This is a heavy brick phase. I was able to get this special brick to drop exactly when I expected it. Recently, I've spent an unhealthy amount of time closely studying the ammo drop system in Destiny 2 and rigorously testing and gathering data in order to achieve an accurate and beyond surface level understanding of how the system works. The core part of my testing was done by going to this spot in the thrallway where I would, at specific time intervals, throw an explosive knife at the thralls and then record whether or not a brick spawned and what type of brick it was. After many trials, there were several patterns that emerged from the data that I would then attempt to replicate in real gameplay scenarios. From there, I was able to work out some of the mechanics in the game's ammo drop systems. In this video, I'm going to show you how to use these mechanics to capitalize on the ammo system and even to an extent predict and manipulate your ammo drops. In this first video, we're going to focus mainly on double special loadouts. The concepts in this video do apply to primary special and double primary loadouts, but there are some slight differences that I will cover in their own separate videos. Now, let's cover the game's ammo drop mechanics as well as how to use them to your advantage. In Destiny 1, Juggler was a modifier in certain activities where enemies will not drop ammo bricks for the weapon that you're currently holding out. In Destiny 2, Juggler exists as a hidden mechanic throughout all of PvE and works in the exact same way as the Destiny 1 modifier, but with one difference. There's a bad luck protection system that bypasses Juggler where if an ammo brick of a specific type hasn't dropped in a long enough period of time, eventually you'll have one drop even if you're holding out the matching weapon type. The general time frame that this bad luck protection kicks in is about 1.5 to 3 minutes for special bricks and around 6 to 12 minutes for heavy bricks. The important thing about Juggler is that Juggler's effect only applies with respect to the weapon that you're holding out, and it does not matter what an enemy is killed by. For example, if you want a special brick to drop, it does not mean that you have to get kills with your heavy weapon. You can get melee kills, ability kills, weapon kills. As long as you have your heavy weapon out, Juggler will get you your special brick. This can be useful if, for example, you need special ammo but you don't want to burn through any heavy ammo. This is also particularly useful to know if you're using an ability focused loadout. With this in mind, here's a simple ammo manipulation trick you can do with Juggler. You can see here that despite the enemy being killed by my special weapon, I am able to have a special brick spawn by simply switching to my heavy weapon before the enemy was killed. You can do this trick with any weapon where you have enough time to switch weapons before the enemy is killed, for example, Witherhoard and any other weapons with delayed damage instances. Normally, ammo bricks drop according to a time-based system where you have an escalating chance over time to drop an ammo brick when an enemy is killed. Then, whenever an ammo brick is dropped, it will reset this chance back to 0. So the more time that has passed since your last ammo brick drop, the higher the chance for a new brick to drop. We'll call bricks that drop from this system time-based bricks, and time-based bricks can either be heavy, special, or both at the same time. If you have little to no special ammo, time-based bricks have a chance to drop as double special bricks. The drop chance of a time-based brick is also increased by getting kills on a regular basis, although the exact mechanism for this I have yet to work out. Because of the escalating drop chance over time for time-based bricks, they are actually somewhat predictable by nature. Once you're aware of this, over time you'll start to get a sense of roughly when to expect ammo drops. For instance, if you notice that you haven't had an ammo brick drop in a while, then you can expect that at any time soon an enemy is bound to drop a brick. On average, time-based special bricks drop more frequently than time-based heavy bricks. If you're getting kills on a regular basis, time-based special bricks normally drop on average after around 1 to 1.5 minutes, and time-based heavy bricks drop after around 1.5 to 4 minutes. Interestingly, because of the escalating chance over time mechanic, if you go long enough without receiving a single ammo brick drop, there comes a point where the chance to get a brick on your next kill becomes guaranteed. If you're completely AFK getting no kills, it takes about 3 minutes to guarantee a special brick on your next kill and about 12 minutes to guarantee a heavy brick. These numbers could be lower, but these are the upper limits that I've found. Some common instances to expect a time-based brick to drop include after a DPS phase, after a platforming section, such as between raid/dungeon encounters, after a non-combat dungeon/raid mechanic, or any time in general where you just haven't had an ammo drop in a while. What you can do if you're expecting a time-based brick is to use the Juggler effect to manipulate the type of brick that is going to spawn next. Here is a practical example of me using Juggler to manipulate a time-based brick. In this clip, I was able to get this special brick to drop exactly when I expected it. So what happened here is that I know that ammo hasn't dropped recently because I've been focusing on reactivating the wires, and the few enemies that I did kill did not drop any. So basically at this point, I'm expecting a time-based brick to drop at any moment. Since I have plenty of extra heavy bricks on the floor and I'm kind of running low on sniper ammo, I decide to go for a special brick drop. So before I go for the kill on these goblins, I'll use Juggler to my advantage by quickly pulling out my heavy weapon, and there was pretty much a guaranteed chance that a special brick was going to drop there. You can get special ammo pretty often this way because time-based special bricks drop so frequently. Here's another example. We had just arrived at this encounter and ammo has not dropped for me in a while, so I'm expecting a time-based brick anytime soon. I hold out my special weapon and sure enough I'm able to get an extra heavy brick that I can pick up later. But in this situation you might think this just happens automatically and there's no need to even think about when an ammo brick might drop. And you'd be right, but sometimes the reason it can be useful to be aware of your ammo drops is because if you want ammo of a certain type, spawning the opposite brick of what you want will often delay the arrival of the brick you do want. So for example, if I need heavy ammo, spawning a special brick will likely delay my next heavy brick drop. So what I'll do if I need heavy ammo is I'll try to avoid spawning special bricks just by keeping my heavy weapon stowed. This is a heavy brick phase. Ammo phases are events that occur at random where, for a period of time, ammo bricks of a specific type have a significantly increased chance to drop. There are two types of ammo phases, heavy brick phases and special brick phases. They do not occur simultaneously and they seem to occur about equally as frequently, although special phases last much longer than heavy phases. On average, a heavy brick phase will typically yield 5 to 10 bricks over a span of 1.5 to 2 minutes. A special brick phase will yield around 20 to 30 bricks over the span of 4 to 4.5 minutes. Bricks that spawn from ammo phases do not count as time-based bricks. As such, when an ammo phase brick drops, it will not reset the drop chance for time-based bricks back to 0. This is useful to know if you're already in a heavy phase and you want a quick special drop by switching to your heavy weapon. Ammo phase bricks are also affected by Juggler. For instance, even if I'm in a heavy brick phase, I won't get any heavy bricks if I'm getting kills with my heavy weapon held out. There isn't a way to flip a switch and trigger an ammo phase, however, getting kills on a regular basis seems to increase their frequency and length. Since you can't trigger an ammo phase on demand, the best you can do is take advantage of one while it's active. The first step to doing that is to know when you're in an ammo phase or not, and there's a simple test you can do to find out. If you ever see two heavy bricks drop within around 5 to 30 seconds of each other, there's a very high chance that you're in a heavy phase. So every time a heavy brick drops, you can check to see if you're in a heavy phase just by keeping your special weapon out and seeing if you can get a second heavy brick to drop within 5 to 30 seconds of the first one. Once you've determined that you're in a heavy phase, you can farm heavy ammo simply by keeping a special weapon equipped and then farming kills. Let's look at a gameplay example. Here, a heavy brick has just dropped from this Minotaur, so if I see a second heavy brick drop shortly after, then I know I'll be in a heavy phase. So when I see this goblin drop this heavy brick, I now note that I'm in a heavy phase and whatever enemies I kill in the near future will have a high chance to drop a heavy brick. This Minotaur was going to take too long to kill, so just for demonstration purposes, I killed one of these harpies and the brick falls off the map. Here's another example, this time incorporating the concept of time-based bricks. I haven't had ammo drop in a while, so here I hold out a special weapon and we see a time-based heavy brick drop. And now we know that whenever you get a time-based heavy brick, you can always look out for that second heavy brick, which signifies a heavy phase. Once again, after seeing this second brick drop, I now know that I'm in a heavy phase and I can proceed to farm heavy ammo. Of course, you can apply this same concept to special phases. If you ever see two special bricks drop within 5 to 15 seconds of each other, then you can farm special bricks by farming kills with your heavy weapon equipped. Since special phases are so common and last so long, it is very easy to farm a lot of special ammo. If you are someone who uses a machine gun as your primary weapon, you'll likely notice this. Between special phases and time-based special bricks dropping so frequently, you'll find it very easy to not run out of special ammo, and even if you do, it's so easy to get more. Enemies killed by teammates can drop ammo bricks under any of these conditions. You're close enough to the enemy that was killed, you've recently damaged the enemy that was killed, or you've recently been damaged by the enemy that was killed. For all intents and purposes, a teammate spawning a brick seems to behave no differently than if you spawn the brick yourself. The mechanics discussed in this video apply in just the same way. Having said that, keep in mind that teammates can sometimes spawn bricks in places you don't see, in case you ever wonder why sometimes you're not seeing any bricks spawn for longer periods of time. One valuable tip I have for you is that you can actually use Juggler to your advantage with kills that your teammates are getting. Here in this situation, I'm very low on special ammo, so to get a special brick, I'm going to pull out my heavy weapon and then run close to an enemy that I know my teammates are going to kill. Sure enough, a special brick drops as planned. Another example, here I'm in a heavy phase and all I have to do is keep my special weapon equipped and my teammates are doing a lot of the work for me. You can farm a lot of ammo during an ammo phase simply by holding out the corresponding weapon and being near enemies that your teammates are killing. Here you can see a ton of bricks on the floor and a lot of them are just from my teammates spamming solar grenades. Most of them I didn't even see dropping. In regards to ammo finder mods, finder bricks drop based on their own separate system, which is entirely weapon kill based and does not seem to interfere nor help with the game's base ammo mechanics. I have yet to do much formal testing on them, but after many hours of regular gameplay, I did not notice any difference with the way that ammo mechanics behave with or without ammo finder mods. So with all these mechanics and techniques, you're not going to always consciously think about them when you play the game. But over time, you'll develop habits, and everything I covered in this video can eventually become a natural part of your gameplay. Even my friend, who only recently started playing the game, is able to put these mechanics to use and has little trouble running a double special loadout. In practice, Juggler is the easiest mechanic for anyone to immediately apply with almost no effort. Manipulating time-based bricks does require some attention on your part, but it's pretty minimal and is something you can easily apply with a little practice. If anything, you do have an option to AFK for 15 minutes before a raid or dungeon encounter to guarantee a heavy brick if you really wanted to. Finally, utilizing ammo phases is a little more advanced, but again is something you can seamlessly work into your normal gameplay. Ammo phases also can just happen in the background anyways, even if you're not paying attention. But to players doing activities where ammo really matters, making the most out of an ammo phase can make a significant difference versus just having them happen in the background. In regards to ammo mechanics, there are still some things that remain to be tested. I want to open up this topic to the community and find out if there are any other ways to influence the way that ammo drops in this game. If you guys would like more long-form content from me in the future, please let me know. I hope you found this video useful, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.